It started with one phone call, a call that should have ended with a good night. But instead, it ended with a scream and silence. Emily Carter vanished without a trace that rainy November night. Her car was found running, door wide open, phone still on the seat. But she was gone. No witnesses. No footprints. Just an empty road and a mystery that's haunted police for years. Because sometimes the last voice you hear isn't calling for help. It's calling from the other side. It was a cold Thursday evening in November 2018 when Emily Carter, a 26-year-old nursing student from Portland, Oregon, left her friend's apartment after a small get-together. The rain was steady, tapping softly against her car windshield as she drove home. At 9:47 p.m., Emily made what would be her last phone call to her older sister, Rachel. She sounded calm at first. They talked about their mom's birthday plans, and then suddenly her tone changed. "Rach, there's a car behind me. It's been following me for a while." Her voice was shaky. Rachel asked her to stay on the line, to head straight home. But Emily said she was taking a shortcut through Miller's Creek Road, a dark, isolated route with no streetlights. Then came the sound, a loud thud, a gasp, and tires screeching. The line went dead. Rachel called back again and again. No answer. By morning, Emily's car was found abandoned on the side of Miller's Creek Road. Driver's door open, keys still in ignition, and her phone on the passenger seat. No Emily, no footprints, no signs of a struggle. Police were called, and by noon, the small Oregon town was crawling with search teams. What they didn't know yet was that this case would haunt them for years. Detective Mark Hensley led the investigation. He'd seen disappearances before, but something about Emily's case felt different. Her car was perfectly parked. No tire marks, no mud stains, no forced entry. It was as if she had just stepped out and vanished into thin air. Police dogs traced her scent up the road for about 50 feet. And then it just stopped, mid-trail. Almost like someone had lifted her off the ground. When detectives checked nearby traffic cameras, they found something strange. At 9:45 p.m., a dark Chevy Suburban appeared behind Emily's Honda Civic. 2 minutes later, both vehicles vanished from the last visible camera. Detectives traced every registered Suburban in the county. Nothing matched. The media picked it up fast. Young nurse missing after mysterious phone call. Flyers covered every streetlight in Portland. Volunteers searched forests, rivers, and old cabins. Rachel appeared on the news, her face pale but determined. "If anyone knows anything at all, please, come forward." Weeks passed, no new leads, no body, no clues. But then, one night, a jogger reported seeing a light deep inside Hollow Pine Forest, about 2 miles from Miller's Creek. When police arrived, they found an old cabin, burned halfway, abandoned for decades. Inside the ashes lay a single silver bracelet, engraved with the word "Im." It belonged to Emily. The bracelet reignited the case. Detectives combed through the ruins and found a melted phone battery, some strands of blonde hair, and what looked like a burned photograph, half visible, showing Emily with a man. But no one recognized him. Forensics dated the fire to about 3 days after Emily vanished, meaning whoever took her came back. A neighbor nearby told detectives that he'd seen a black SUV around the cabin late at night, with its headlights off. He thought it was teens drinking, so he ignored it. Police released a statement to the media asking for information about the SUV, but no one came forward. Rachel was devastated. She blamed herself for not convincing Emily to stay on the phone. If I'd just told her to pull over, if I'd called the cops faster. Detective Hensley stayed on the case, even as it grew cold. He often revisited the site, staring at the burnt cabin in silence. Something about it felt unfinished, like Emily was still there, somewhere, waiting. Then, 6 months later, a woman's voicemail appeared on Rachel's phone from an unknown number. It was full of static, distant, whispery. But one line was clear. "Rachel, he's not done yet." The call was traced to a disposable phone, activated once and never again. The voice. It matched Emily's tone almost perfectly. The voicemail was sent for forensic analysis. Experts couldn't confirm if it was Emily, but the sound waves were eerily similar. Rachel was convinced it was her sister. Soon after, Detective Hensley began noticing something else. Strange patterns near other missing person reports in the area. 3 other women had gone missing along the same stretch of highway, each one last seen near Millers Creek Road. All 3 drove small sedans. All 3 called someone before vanishing. All 3 had their phones left inside their cars. The media dubbed it the work of the Creek Phantom. A profile was made. A male, likely in his late 30s to 40s, calm, methodical, familiar with the area. But no one fit. Then, a year later, a hiker found something deep in hollow pine. A rusted trapdoor, buried under soil and roots. Inside was a small underground room, filled with women's belongings, earrings, shoes, hair ties, and one cracked cell phone that still had a SIM card. It belonged to Emily Carter. When they powered it on, it displayed only one thing: a recording. Emily's voice, trembling, whispering through static. "If anyone finds this, he lives closer than you think." The timestamp. The same night she disappeared. With the new evidence, police narrowed the search to a 10-mile radius and discovered that only one person had been living alone in that area for years. Daniel Rowe, a former construction worker, fired in 2017 after multiple assault allegations. When police raided his house, they found a darkroom filled with old photographs of women, including Emily. But Daniel Rowe was gone. His truck was missing. His cabin abandoned. Inside his basement, a wall had the words, "You can't find what doesn't want to be found." And there, nailed to the wall, was Emily's driver's license, He vanished just like she did. Never arrested. Never seen again. The FBI reopened the case in 2023 after another girl disappeared under identical circumstances. Same road, same pattern. Every year since, Rachel still receives one anonymous voicemail. Always the same message. She's not gone. She's waiting. Even now, Detective Hensley keeps Emily's bracelet in his desk drawer. The sound of that last phone call still echoes in his memory. The tires, the scream, the silence. The case remains unsolved. And locals say on quiet nights, near Millers Creek Road, you can still hear a phone ringing in the dark. She vanished after her last phone call, and maybe she's still trying to make one.